March 9th, 2016, and today I've got a treat for you, especially for those who think that North Korea and my reporting of North Korea is a big joke. There has been plenty of feedback coming to the Azov network that, either North Korea is, just ramblings of a crazy man, that they don't really have any military power, that they didn't really test any nukes, that they're, just spewing off and, nobody needs to worry about them. I beg to differ, as I did before. I'm not suggesting that they're the, superpower of the world, but what I am suggesting is that we not ignore what's happening in North Korea. I even had somebody challenge the fact that there was that the U.S. had made U.S. and South Korea had their huge military exercises happening, that it was the largest one in their history, and that it was, irritating North Korea. Coming up right now is a video just released on North Korean TV saying that the U.S. will be, quote, held accountable for igniting war. Watch and enjoy.
우리는 임의의 시각, 임의의 장소에서 미국 땅덩어리를 마음대로 두들겨 팰 수 있는 최첨단 공격 수단들을 가지고 있으며 강위력한 저체탄 통일탄을 쏠 수 있는 노동당 시대 주체 무기들을 부단히 개발 완성하여 실전 배비하고 있다. 이제 조선반도에서 전쟁이 터진다면 그 책임은 누가 선제 타격했든 관계없이 수많은 전략 자산들과 전쟁 장비들을 끌어다 놓고 불집을 일으킨 미국이 져야 한다.
Look, I'm not making this stuff up. North Korea threatens to reduce the U.S. and South Korea to, quote, flames and ashes. It's not something that... But what I found most interesting in today's article that I read was that Russia has got involved. Russia is not happy with North Korea's ridiculous attacks on... or verbal attacks on the U.S. and South Korea and the things going on on the peninsula there, the military action they're taking. Basically, North Korea has threatened to turn Washington and Seoul into flames and ashes. Preemptive nuclear strike of justice is what they're calling it, in reaction to the U.S. and South Korea's military drills. These threats have been a staple of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un since he took power, and it's not something that's unusual. We get it. Since 2011, he's been spewing off all kinds of threats. But there seems to be a different level going on here, and it's serious. Now, the reason why Russia is a little bit cranky about this whole thing is very simple. Russia is warning North Korea. And the reason why Russia warns North Korea is because they may have created a legal basis for the use of military force against North Korea. That's right. Legal basis. That's Russia's concern. So Russia's now involved. Russia now has said, hey guys, you might want to just shut up. Why? Because you're creating an environment where they can legally attack North Korea based on the United Nations Charter. I'll read a little bit more from this article that I found on The Guardian. I won't read it, but I'll just give you a little summary. But pardon me, we consider it to be absolutely impermissible to make public threats containing public statements containing threats to deliver some preemptive nuclear strikes against opponents, the Russian Foreign Ministry said in response to North Korea's threats. Impermissible, right? The capital city of North Korea should be fully aware that in this way the DPRK will become fully opposed to the international community and will create international legal grounds for using military force against itself in accordance to the right of a state to self-defense enshrined in the United Nations Charter. That's the seriousness of what's going on here. Washington and Seoul, they launched their, the U.S. and South Korea launched their annual joint military exercises, as they always do, and they launched them on Monday. And they stepped it up. It's the largest one in their history, and they stepped up these maneuvers in response to North Korea's fourth nuclear test done in January, and another rocket launch in February. So the whole thing is unraveling very quickly, or unfolding very quickly, and possibly unraveling, especially if you watch the video that I just played for you. While Moscow's opposed to the tone of North Korea's response, it's also said that the scale, Russia's not happy with the scale of the American-South Korean joint exercise either. An unprecedented military and political pressure that they're putting on North Korea. So Russia's not happy with either side of this equation, but they're more friends, quote-unquote friends, with North Korea than they are, of course, with Russia, or with the U.S., but the idea is quite simply the verbiage and the vocabulary that Kim Jong-un is using could be setting up North Korea for legally, or opening up North Korea, pardon me, sorry I didn't say that correctly, opening up North Korea to military strikes that are based in legality. That's the crazy part. So that's what I mean, and you have to know that he knows this, because if you listen to the video again, they're basically saying that when the U.S. strikes, they're going to be held responsible for starting war. Are they really? It's that whole he said, she said, well, you said this, but that gives me the permission to bomb your land, your territory. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little crazy. It's difficult for me to stress this enough, because I get a lot of feedback from people in the comments and the communications that North Korea nobody needs to worry about them. They're just a tiny little country that has no power. Dude, you gotta wake up. They have power. They have the missiles. They have, and they're not really looking to even though they said that they're going to bomb this, that, and the other thing. The point that what they're trying to accomplish is to have the U.S. strike them. And either A, the U.S. is playing into their hands, or B, the U.S. has set the whole thing up so that they can attack North Korea. You got to pay attention to North Korea, whether you like it or not. Eyes Open Network.